Hi everyone, welcome back to my weekly meal plan. If you haven't listened before, each week I just share what I have on my meal plan for my family for the upcoming week. Maybe it might be helpful to you in getting some motivation to get your meal plan together. You might hear something you haven't made in a while, or something that reminds you of something you haven't made in a while. Or maybe you might just want to use some of the recipes that we're making. The meal plan is just for dinners, and I do rotate my meals on a regular basis. So if you listen over the course of time, you'll definitely hear meals rotating frequently. I do try and throw in some new things every once in a while, but my main motivation is really just to have a plan for the upcoming week so that I don't have to worry about what's for dinner. There is a blog post version of this meal plan that comes out each week the same day as the episode. That can be found at lolasfrugallife.com, and that has links to any recipes that I mention in today's episode. So this week starts on Saturday, March 12th. So we're going to be making crockpot vegan chili, which is from happyhealthymama.com. I thought this was a really good vegan chili recipe. We're not vegan, but we don't mind eating some of those recipes sometimes, of course. And this recipe I thought was really good. It does have like the beans and like the tomato type base like a normal chili, but it also has like sweet potato and carrots and diced peppers, and I just thought it was a really good crock pot chili. So we're gonna do that, and we're also gonna do as a side absolute Mexican cornbread, which is also from allrecipes.com. This is kind of like a more like a heavier type of cornbread. Like it has, it's made with like cream style corn and cheese and cornmeal, and it just sounded like it'd be a really good side dish to go with the vegan chili. So that's what we're doing for Saturday. For Sunday, I'm doing sausage and peppers for a dozen, which is from allrecipes.com. And this is a super easy sausage and peppers, which you make in the crock pot. You basically just throw in the sausage and peppers and sauce in the crock pot in the morning, and that's it. And it cooks all day, and it comes out really good like that. And then as a side dish, we're going to do easy ravioli bake, which is from bettycrocker.com. So that's just like a quick, it's almost like a lasagna made with raviolis. It's so easy. You just put some sauce in the bottom of a pan, layer raviolis, sauce, and cheese, and then do that again, and then you bake it in the oven like frozen raviolis. For Monday, we're doing hamburgers. We do hamburgers every other Monday. So I don't have a recipe for the hamburgers. It's just going to be, just hamburgers. Like I just take chopped meat and just make hamburgers and cook them up. And then we'll also be doing the best black bean burgers I've ever had, because one of my daughters doesn't eat the meat. So that is from sallysbakingaddiction.com. And I thought they're really pretty good black bean burgers. They have like diced peppers and onions in them. And then you just bake them in the oven. And then as a side, we're going to do oven fresh seasoned potato wedges, which is from allrecipes.com. It's just like a potato that you slice up into like wedges, and then you slice up a couple potatoes into wedges, and then you put them in a baggie with like olive oil and Parmesan cheese and some other seasonings, and you shake it up, and then you just put it on a baking dish and cook them. I definitely recommend using parchment paper, because I used to do them on foil and they would always stick to the foil, but they come out really good, and it's a good side dish to go with the hamburgers. And then I'm just going to do a can of vegetarian pork and beans. For Tuesday, we always rotate some type of Mexican theme. This week it's tacos, so I don't have a recipe for that. I just do cook up some ground chicken. Sometimes I do ground turkey, but I usually have been doing ground chicken lately. And I just put some water, like once it's cooked I add some, or when it's almost cooked I add a little bit of water, and then some, what is it called? Oh, seasoned salt and chili powder, and that's just how I flavor it. I just keep it really simple. And then, of course we put out like the lettuce, tomato, some sour cream, avocado, taco sauce, all that kind of stuff, cheese, and that'll be our taco night. For Wednesday, I am doing two things that I don't have a recipe for. I have a lot of things this week, it seems like, that don't have an actual recipe, but for Wednesday I'm doing shamrock raviolis, which are raviolis that I get at Costco every year as we're getting closer to St. Patrick's Day. And they are just like little raviolis that are green on one side and regular color on the other side, and they look like shamrocks. I know it's not a traditional Irish food. I just think it's really cute. So we do them every year around Thanksgiving. And then Costco also sells these like Irish bangers, which is kind of like an Irish type sausage. And I make those too. So I'll be making those with the ravioli. So they're kind of just pre-packaged, pre-made foods that I'm going to be making. So I don't really have a recipe for that. So that's for Wednesday, because Wednesday is the day before St. Patrick's Day. Then on St. Patrick's Day, I'm going to be making slow cooker corned beef and cabbage, which is from allrecipes.com, but I honestly don't really totally follow the recipe. I kind of just have it on here as like a placeholder. I have a corned beef, and I will be just cooking it in the slow cooker with whatever instructions probably that it came with. So I probably won't be making that specific recipe because I don't actually put cabbage in the slow cooker, because I prefer it not to get so salty. I know you can kind of put it in at the end, but I don't like to cook it with that at all. I wind up making Irish coal cannon, which actually the next recipe that goes with the side dish for this meal is easy Irish coal cannon, which is from allrecipes.com. And I just use allrecipes.com a lot. I'm not sponsored by them in any way. I know you're probably like, oh my gosh, almost every recipe is from there, but I love that site. I get a lot of recipes from there. But coal cannon, if you haven't had it before, it's basically like mashed potatoes with cabbage, like with shredded cabbage cooked in with the mashed potatoes. And I just find, for me, I think it goes better with the corned beef rather than cooking the cabbage with the corned beef, because for me it just feels like it gets too salty. So this is kind of nice, like a nice offset to the saltiness of the corned beef. It just goes really good together. I find like just doing something like a coal cannon, or even just cooking the cabbage separately. So that's what we're doing for Thursday for St. Patrick's Day. Then Friday is the last day in the meal plan, and I'm doing one pot creamy pesto chicken pasta, which is from budgetbites.com. It's budgetbites.com. I made this a few weeks ago, and everybody really liked it. My one daughter doesn't eat meat. Well, she eats fish, but she actually said the other night that she might start eating chicken again, so I'm kind of excited about that. Not that I care that she doesn't eat meat, but it just makes it a little bit harder to try and plan out meals for her. She's still not going to eat red meat, but I think she was considering starting to eat chicken again, so that will make my life a lot easier. But anyway, for this one, the one pot creamy pesto chicken pasta, what I did last time is I made the whole dish without the chicken, and then I just cooked up chicken on the side, and then whoever wanted to add chicken to their pasta could, and then anybody else who didn't want it, like my daughter that isn't eating chicken, could just have the dish on its own. I thought it came out really good, so I'm gonna do that again this Friday. So that's it for this week's meal plan. I hope this was helpful to you in some way. Don't forget, you can always email me with any questions or suggestions at lolasfrugallife@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at lolasfrugallife. And as I said before, there is a blog post for each of these meal plans on my website at lolasfrugallife.com. And you can also find blog posts for my other regular topic episodes, which come out on Mondays, on my website also. We have a private listeners group on Facebook at facebook.com/group/lolasfrugallife. I would love to have you join. Also, if you enjoy the show, please make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen from. And I would really love it if you would screenshot the show and tag me on Instagram. I had someone do that, I think it was last week, on the small tasks episode. I forget the name of the episode, but it was really exciting. Just to kind of have that interaction. So I would love if you would do that as well. And also, if you can take a couple of seconds to rate and review the podcast, that would be really helpful to me. That is what helps grow, improve where my show shows up in search results, which will then help grow the podcast. So that would be great if you wouldn't mind doing that. And also, if you're interested, there is a link in the episode details to financially support the podcast. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a really awesome day.